Right, because there's a lot of positions when you do play into the rough off the tee where you've got to just pitch it out, get the ball back in play. We're going to see a number of guys using wedges from 80, 100 yards, but it's going to be their third shots into some of these par fours. And these are the kind of putts that really are going to make a big difference throughout this championship.
Greens, who are, as we said, if you're behind the hole, above the hole, just so treacherous coming down to those hole locations. And there will be more working from home and have the U.S. Open on throughout the day on Golf Channel, NBC, and Peacock. To 11, and Augustine, we saw the second shot, and he's able to sneak that birdie in. So he, for the moment, will have his name up atop the leaderboard at the U.S. Open. At 1 under, we go to Davis Thompson. Mentioned Georgia Bulldog in the fairway there at number 1.
It's so important to keep the ball below the hole at Winged Foot. And it's difficult when you miss it pin high. Even if you miss it on this first green, as we've seen, that catching the top of the ridge is going to spin all the way back down to the front part of the green.
And off, and has company there in the group with Brendan Todd and Harris English. We move up to the third.
Højgaard now for his birdie after starting with 2 bogeys. Should have a little left turn in it. Oh, just hit it a hair too hard. He's already won twice at 19 years of age on the European Tour. To 13.
This is Grayson's sake for his birdie. You can't say this about many greens, but it's about as flat as you'll get at Winged Foot, and not a lot of movement, and it almost goes in. And we will go over to 11.
And we saw Martin Keimer in the rough, able to advance it to the front of the green. Pitch to here, this for par.
And so much of this golf course is just missing it in the right place. He put it in the rough, but left it short of the hole, able to get the ball up and down.
13.
And J.C. Ritchie for birdie. Man who has 5 wins on the Sunshine Tour down in South Africa. And one.
The amateur Davis Thompson have his second shot spin back off the front.
Yeah, big slope, but you can see very little break. Fortunately, had it on line. Can't believe that ball spin back that much. We're not going to see that later in the day as the greens begin to dry out a little bit.
12.
Andy Sullivan, the Englishman. This is for birdie. This is his 3rd start in the U.S. Open. Yeah, nice putt. Boy, take advantage of this par 5, even though it's 643 today.
Evan Na for birdie at the second.
Great place to putt from, going up the hill. Little movement to his right.
Love it.
And after the 3 putt at 1, he gets it right back at the second.
Nice morning to start here. Very calm, benign conditions. Place is difficult enough. Add some wind. Good luck. 13.
Ryan Harmon with his tee shot. Great start today. Chipping in on the 10th. And that way he was staring that down, wasn't he? He knew it was all over the flag. It just needs to stay there, and he'll have another good chance for a 2.
Major champions wherever you look in this middle of the morning wave. Henrik Stenson for birdie at 10. Trying to open his championship with a birdie putt. Of course, no fans here, so there won't be the great reactions we've come so used to with Major Champ. Brilliant work here.
He certainly has, and went back to the 1920s to look at some old club photos. Really zeroed in on some photos from 1929. and tried to restore the greens to the dimensions and slopes, and they brought in some of the edges. These greens had shrunk over time and really expanded some of these greens, some of them as much as 25% recaptured from those 1929 photos, and it looks marvelous.
Hideki Matsuyama, not the way to start the championship for him. Wayward, left, rough, tree trouble. Moment ago at the 10th, Tyrrell Hatton, number 14 in the world. Some folks keen on Hatton's chances here this week. And a fine start.
If he's going to hit shots like that and make the putts, why not?
We go back to one, the 2018 Masters champion, Patrick Reed on the tee.
His first hole bends a little bit to the left. Ideally play a little bit of a draw down there. That's going to find the rough. You can just see a little bit of the ball, but the rough being wet, so difficult.
3.
Sung Kang has this putt for birdie. Excellent tee shot, but a very quick putt going downhill. Well read. Very nice. He needed one, didn't he? 2 bogeys to start.
5 years ago, United States Open champ, really looking to find his game again. Jordan Spieth begins his U.S. Open on 1.
And it's been a struggle with this club. Watched him last week at the Safeway Open. Did not drive it very well. But he's at a beauty here at the first. Got it turning over from right to left. That'll end up in the right center of the fairway.
You hope you can find something to feel good about. This is not the place that you want to be struggling driving the ball. You've got no shot if you can't get it in play off the tee. But good to see Jordan off to a good start with this swing at 1.
And look at the top of the swing going down. Gets in a good position. I noticed last week, it seemed like he was lining up right, trying to hit most everything right to left. And just struggled with the driver off the tee, ended up missing the cut. So it's important for him to find some fairways.
They're off. This is 12.
Yeah, Tom Lewis, good look for birdie here. His 3rd start in the U.S. Open for the Englishman. And getting it done there at the 12th.
But PeacockTV.com/golf. Don't wait till later today. Get it taken care of now so you're in business when the happy hour comes at 5. 13.
Ryan Harmon's birdie putt movement there from left to right. Good try, just hit a little too hard. And we will go back to the 10th.
And the 2012 United States Open champion Webb Simpson begins on a par 3. And an amazing par 3 at that.
It certainly is. This whole location, the front right part of the green. Oh, and that's a great play there. Very aggressive line. Don't want to miss in that right bunker. It's very deep.
Patrick Reed, the ability to play that out of the rough to the green, advance it far enough to stay up on the putting surface. Meantime, here's Matsuyama. Missed left at 1.
And he's got issues here because there's a cross bunker. They're about 25 yards short of the green that he's got to carry. Beautiful shot there. Kept it under the tree, out of the thick rough. Looks like he had a pretty good lie over there, but still, that's a wonderful play.
It sounded like he was able to make good contact there. Hideki Matsuyama, 18th ranked player in the world. Jordan Spieth, the one to find the fairway here at 1.
Would be off the left?
Yep, touch off the left. Did not want.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a hint of a breeze out there.
Yeah, whatever's off the left, it ain't much right now. It's not very breezy at all.
Trying to get it in that saddle. It's a little higher on both the left and right of this whole location. And he's missed it on the wrong side.
No, wrong ridge. Shoot. That needed to be a yard right, I think, Michael.
And that's going to go all the way down to the front edge of the green. Disappointing iron shot with just a short iron from the fairway.
And there's a little bit of a wing foot characteristic there. You landed a good way past the whole location and spins and takes that ridge all the way back to the front of the putting surface.
Well, it looked to be just a pitching wedge, but take a look at the contact. He got a ton of spin on that ball. Trying to throw it back behind this whole location and bring it back. Got it on the wrong side of the ridge and didn't control the spin very well.
14, par 4. Again, J.C. Ritchie trying to stay under par. The leader of the Sunshine Tour Order of Merit for the 2019-20 season in South Africa.
Boys, just hammered that ball right through the break. Again, the putts are so fast coming from above these hole locations.
This is at the 12th. John Augenstein, one of the top amateurs in the world. First team All-America at Vanderbilt. And another good shot for him. He's off to a great start. He's 1 under through the first 2.
Daniel Balin was part of the first group off the 10th tee. Second major of 2020. He's the head professional at Fresh Meadow Country Club on Long Island, not too far from here. Top 3 in the PGA Professional of the Year standings last year. So not too far from here where he lives. Gets a chance to play. Tough start, but 3 pars to steady since. This is the 5th. We talked about local players. Also off the first tee, hitting the first tee shot, the 23-year-old Brandon Wu. Group 10 minutes from here. Scarsdale, New York. All right.
What a birdie that is at the par 4 5th. Played as a par 5 back in 1997 and again in the 2006 Open.
Not a lot of experience here, but a good moment for him. Not close to home, I should say. Now Webb Simpson. His putt just comes under the hole there. Webb and Sergio Garcia and Jason Day, major champions, all will be in that group that's starting their day over on 10. And Collin on the first tee.
This is the 8:07 starting time. From La Canada, Flint Ridge, California, Collin Morikawa.
You remember what this feeling was like after you win your first major championship? Here you are. First shot as a major champion in a major.
Yeah, it certainly is a different feeling, and you feel like you belong in this club, and you've certainly proved to yourself and to the world that you can get the job done on the biggest stage.
And Morikawa missed the fairway to the left. His first look at Winged Foot this week when he arrived.
From Louisville, Kentucky, Justin Thomas.
Justin Leonard, Justin Thomas was so close. Tour championship, felt like he was playing really good golf, tried to put some heat on Dustin Johnson. And I say so close in terms of having his game right there with DJ and John Rahm, who were playing great in the playoffs. JT was just a skosh behind, but he's got everything it would take to win here this week. You can talk about some of those club choices off the tee. Here's an example of Justin Thomas. In good shape there at 1.
From Jupiter, Florida, our 2000, 2002, and 2008 U.S. Open champion, Tiger Woods.
Working the tournament from the USGA.
A par for Patrick Reed.
So as Morikawa, Thomas, and Woods were teeing off at 1, Rory McIlroy begins his championship on number 10.
Yeah, good.
And that putt continued to meander past the hole. This for par.
Yeah, I think the mistake there was just hitting it so hard, putting that much spin on it. You almost need to take a little spin off because these greens are a little softer this morning. There's still some dew, moisture in the air.
12.
John Augenstein has this for par.
Just barely cleared the bunker there. Even though he had a good lie, you can just see him starting how thick. 2000.
Yes. Good start for McIlroy. And a birdie, and now Justin Thomas.
6 yards closer than Woods, so 144. Just taking a little bit off of a 9-iron there.
Yeah, that's going to funnel back in between. And Justin Thomas took some spin off of it.
Look at this.
Look at this shot.
Beauty. All right. They say, Winged Foot, how tough are you? We'll see how the best can do. You mind if I put my feet up on the desk here? Yeah. Morikawa, JT, Tiger, Rory steps in for this long birdie attempt.
Yeah, maybe my favorite green complex here at Winged Foot. And Morikawa is going to be tested here early on. He is coming up the hill all the way. That's the good news.
There's that first ridge, and it just crosses over that little ripple in the green. Not going to be pleased with that.
Tiger and Justin Thomas have birdie putts ahead. Let's go to 3.
Harris English has this for par. You're going to see this a lot this week, guys, with 10, 12, 15 feet for par. Oh, what a save. Boy, does that feel good. Up and down for par. To 6.
And we saw the tee shot. It was a very nice second for Wu to get here. And now Brandon has a chance to get to under par through 6. Still even through 6 is a good feeling if you can make that putt. All right, so Tiger's got about 19 feet here. You see where that tee shot landed. Just terrific angle, as Trevor said, in for that second shot. And that the kind of looks, Justin, that you want to have here.
Yeah, absolutely, which is back up the hill. Saw Tiger play it well past the whole location, bring it all the way back. Great look at this green complex, and it's a difficult start here at Winged Foot. I mean, you don't ease into the round at Winged Foot. 1 was tied for the most difficult hole along with 18 back in 2006. The second hole was the 4th most difficult. This putt going straight up the hill.
Just burns the edge there. Putting has been an issue for Woods here in the rare times we've seen him play this year on tour. To 3.
Brendan Todd, after that great tee shot, under the hole, putting uphill. Oh, boy, that's a missed opportunity.
As co-founder and partner of Drive, the program has in introducing new kids to the game. This Morikawa for par.
Now, disappointing 3-putt after getting it on the rough. Just didn't read that second putt correctly. Hung it out there on the right.
This is 5, and Sung Kang's second shot at the par 4.
Yeah, going back up the hill. Using some kind of hybrid. This whole location on the front part of the green uses the slope and the green, and what a beautiful play that is.
Get it to 6 feet.
Saw how much Tiger's ball came back.
Evan Rory from the fairway.
Front right hole location.
Rory did make his par back at 1. We mentioned McIlroy with Justin Rose and Adam Scott. And here is the 2013 U.S. Open champion, who will play next.
You know, you just kick yourself for this. You're hitting an iron off the tee, and then you put it in the rough. And in 2006, USGA introduced the graduated rough, where it got longer, shorter in some areas. But this 11th hole, because of the shortness of the hole, it goes straight from that intermediate cut all the way to the 4-inch variety. And this did not come out very well.
And you see from 127 yards out in the bomb and gouge era, and that really isn't that bad.
Scampered up,
considered, right?
Scampered up there pretty good.
Yeah, where guys feel like they can wedge it out from anywhere. Just get down there, and you'll be all right. That's not going to be necessarily the case this week. You're also going to have balls where you're right on top of it, and you can't see it. we will have lost golf balls without question throughout the week. Adam Scott now from the opposite side, just staying in the fairway.
A beautiful angle here. Looking right down at it. Can he control the spin? Take enough spin off to keep it around this front hole location. Oh, bad miss there. He's got it a little bit on the upslope, but he did short side himself.
There's Jordan Spieth on 2T, but he is re-teeing. This is his third shot.
It's trees, snag it.
Oh, okay. So the first one must have ended up in the trees. This one just going to edge off the fairway. Mentioned Ben Shade is with us from the USGA. He'll be joining us when we have any rules questions, the assistant director of the rules of golf. Ben, was this a lost ball with Jordan?
It was, yeah. You see Gary Young, I believe they're driving Jordan Spieth back. That golf ball was not able to be found within 3 minutes, so Jordan got a ride back to the tee and had to hit a second ball there.
And again, as the rules changed in golf a couple of years ago, one of the rules, the 5 minutes from when you arrive at the golf ball to begin a search or someone from your side, now down to 3 minutes. That could really factor in here this week, Ben, couldn't it?
It absolutely could with some of this rough out here.
So lost ball off the tee, and also we have no fans, so there are less people to see it.
Well, and I think that's one of the biggest differences. You just don't have the galleries out to listen for the ball, to be able to help search.
This is at the 12th. Tyrrell Hatton, his third shot. Oh, boy. That's not a good miss. Short-sighted. It'll be a difficult bunker shot, even with a decent lie.
I saw Brandon Wu hit that terrific drive. Still make par at the 6th. This is the par 3-7.
Just 165 yards back up the hill.
Oh, beautiful.
What a shot.
A guy who grew up around here but didn't play the West course at all during that time looks very comfortable here in that first group. 4.
Matt Wallace for a birdie. Missed the fairway left, but had a good lie in the bunker. Got it to there, and it's a good 3 for the Englishman who's been playing on the PGA Tour over the last year or so. And after
added some distance to this second hole. We're live with Justin Thomas off the tee.
Yeah, going with driver. There's a bunker down there about 280 yards. This is a beautiful tee shot. Peeled it off that bunker right down the middle, and look at this ball run out.
Whew. Par 4 playing just around 480 yards. We'll watch Tiger's tee shot with Tracer Technology, brought to you by Lexus, the official vehicle of the U.S. Open.
And a different strategy here for Tiger. 280 yards to that left fairway bunker. So he's going to try and play just short of that, which is the widest part of this fairway.
One hopped into the bunker. Trying to cut it off of it, just hit it dead straight.
Seeking the angle, finds the sand. 11, McIlroy birdie putt. Birdie the first hole he played, number 10.
A tricky putt here. Left it above this whole location, going down a ridge. Boy, this looks good.
Oh. With Jordan Spieth, the lost ball on the tee shot. So this for bogey. It has been such a struggle for Jordan Spieth. And you just feel it almost every time you watch him. It's like waiting for the next thing. It's not going to go his way.
This is at 15. Brian Harman, good second shot in here. Very flat part of the green, so great look at birdie. Still off to a good start. 1 under on his round as we go over to 12, and Hatton, see if he can save par from that greenside bunker. I can really putt. It's the best part of his game, and he is off to a great start with that club early here in round 1.
Shot in there. Back in the New York area, of course, won his U.S. Open in '09. Beth Page Black. Travis Glover with a birdie to get started.
Eric right? Yes, well done. You're going to see quite a lot of putts like that over the next 4 days. These greens are tricky to read with such huge undulations and fun to watch.
We're back at 2. This for double for Jordan Spieth. Of course, the difficult year. 107th on the FedEx Cup standings. Made the playoffs but missed the cut in that first playoff event. The Northern Trust, as Justin mentioned, missed the cut last week. It's been a while, but 5 years ago, that big moment. Time for our signature moment presented by Rolex as we take you back to Chambers Bay. Just felt like every putt Jordan Spieth got over there for a stretch was going to go in. 26 feet at 16. Jump up to the top, and despite the struggle at 17, the tap-in birdie on the par 5, 18th, and Jordan Spieth, major champion, winning the U.S. Open in the beautiful Northwest. Chambers Bay, back some 5 years ago. A tough 2020, only one top 10 the entire season for Spieth. At 1, Matt Kuchar to open with a birdie. Glover made it from across the green. Cooch put it in that spot where he had a good look at it but could not convert. Graham McDowell, the 2010 U.S. Open champions, third member of that group. Tiger at 2.
Yeah, and coming out of the middle of the bunker, the lip shouldn't be a problem. Just 183. Something short and left of this whole location be ideal. He's missed this to the left. And it looks like he's going to be back in another bunker there, short left of the green. Shouldn't be too difficult to shot, depending on the lie. Got plenty of green to work with.
Yeah, I think so. You?
I think if there's no wind, it'd be over to strap, right?
Yeah. But if we can get, I mean, I know it's early, but if you feel you can trap it at 36, 5 more.
All right, conversation there.
Yeah, right? Yep, I love it.
Before Morikawa's second.
Trying to shake off that 3-putt bogey on the first hole. Perfect drive here. Just 140 yards to the hole. There is actually a backstop about 10 or 12 feet behind this hole that he can use.
Yeah, so a little bit of a tug, but that's in a good spot. He's got it below this whole location, putting up the hill.
And Justin Thomas now.
Well, he stiffed one.
Yeah, it looked like he was taking a little bit of speed off that. This shouldn't have much spin on it.
Missed it out to the right there. To his right, your left. You'd be disappointed with that from the fairway. As they go up to the green, we move to 13.
And Tyrrell Hatton on the tee. Off to a great start.
Sit. Sit.
Always good for a bit of commentary as Tyrrell Hatton asking for it to sit down right over the flag. Lovely shot, we know.
This bunker shot.
Perfect lie. A little bit on the upslope. Got about 8 yards of green to work with. Shouldn't be too much problem.
And this guy's got a lot of skill around the greens.
Oh, nicely done.
And left that in a beautiful place below this whole location. Really nicely done.
Kurt Byram watching at 12. And Jason Day's putt.
Just
Jason Day for his birdie at 12. Let's see how much slope there is there. Short of the hole.
Kirk come back here to the first. And Charles Howe.
good position off the tee. Charles trying to bring something in here a little bit lower without the spin. Just something like that.
Very well done. Trevor back up at 2. Morikawa birdie putt.
This is a putt that's going to be breaking a lot from his left-hand side, so got to try and match up that line and speed. Start it well outside the cup.
And just come to a stop. Shouldn't be as much stress on that putt for par for Morikawa. Well, hope to have fans next year. It'll be such a difference, and we'll do it at Torrey Pines. Those tickets are on sale now. Visit usopen.com/2021 to get your tickets today as the U.S. Open returns to Torrey Pines. And we expect a great show there. We expect nothing different. To borrow Dan Hicks' line from Tiger. It's been great watching the promos back from that Tiger moment in that putt, and Dan's great line, expect anything different. And you just start to think about Tiger, who's now for a quarter century been a part of the U.S. Open, going back to his days as a U.S. amateur champ and playing in the national championship here, and the moments that Tiger has given us over the years, that dominant performance at Pebble Beach in 2000, and of course the 2008 moment that we just talked about at Torrey, and then at Bethpage Black. Save now. Justin Thomas's opportunity to do the same.
And Justin, you said it perfectly earlier. A great leave here for Thomas. Coming up the hill, probably just inside right.
It opens with 2 par 4s and then a par 3. Birdie on 1. Terrific start there. Charles, Ryo Ishikawa.
For 3 birdies in the first 4 holes.
Yeah, really on. This is at the 12th. McIlroy going to give it a go. He's going to have to hit a big draw around. Oh boy, way out to the right. I mean, way out to the right, Justin. That's over on the almost in the walkway on 17.
Yeah, that's between the tee and the fairway on 17, and that's not going to be very good from over there. Leave himself with a tough angle to that right.
Not been touched by anyone. Actually, I think, Justin, this might be the easiest hole location on the green. It's 11 steps on.
Yeah, just around here.
And that's kind of basically a false front in front, right there in the front, but you can bounce it in.
They're 30 feet. They're below the hole. And as you can see, this is one of the greens that it just pinches in just a little bit there in the front edge.
4 straight days, he made par 4 straight times and went on to win his first major championship.
That's a 4-iron on the way for Thomas, heading well left.
Man, that could be on a downslope too, Trevor.
We go over to the 6th, and Kevin Streelman has this for birdie.
Nice read. Well judged with the pace.
6 going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be fascinating. We're going to see a lot of guys, because the fairway is so narrow, they're going to go ahead and hit driver down there by the green. Back over to 3.
And Tiger Woods next here. Trevor?
He's got the same club as Thomas right now. Seems to be in 2 minds, though, just having a few extra waggles with that left hand, trying to make sure that he's comfortable. And like you say, a very narrow entrance to this 3rd green, only about 9 or 10 yards wide if you want to land it short. You got 220 yards to that front edge. That's the number they'll have in mind.
If you get hole high either side, it's really difficult to get the ball up and down. In the flat part of the bunker there, Justin, but it won't be easy.
Now, it looks like he's got a good lie, but he is in the flat part of the bunker. Let's take a look at this swing. Going with the long iron. See him, the hips rise up at pushing off the ground with this long iron, but just tugged it a little bit to the left. Swing looked okay.
And now Morikawa with something other than an iron here.
Yeah, some kind of hybrid in his hands right now. Should be able to launch this up into the air, get it to stop quickly. It's nice and high, hugging the left side of the green.
Maybe just not quite enough. Boy, it just needed a couple more yards of curve to the right. He would have been on that green. As we go over to the other side of the golf course, Justin Rose, third shot, and actually got a chance. Got the angle. That lie looked pretty good. And took advantage of it. Well done. The U.S. Open champs a few years ago at Marion. Boy, you're going to watch this morning. McIlroy on the golf course, Justin Thomas, Tiger Woods, Justin Rose.
That they had to really remember resources, to say the least, and so beautiful. To the third.
This was just a moment ago in the bunker. Justin Thomas. A lot of slope when he lands it on the green there. It's just so tough. If you're hole high on this golf course and you miss it either side, hole high, it's going to be a tough up and down. Now Tiger live.
Slightly better lie than Thomas, not as much on the downslope, but still very difficult. His right-hand side, gonna have to start it outside the cup.
Boy, it snapped. Most of the players, realistically, Trevor, if they'd be happy to be even par after 3. This is Justin Rose. Remember that shot from over by 3 in the left rough, his third shot to here, so for birdie. Okay. To the fourth.
Second shot for Jordan Spieth as he tries to fight back after the 5-6 start. Lucky not to be in the longer grass there. Get some control on the golf ball, and he does. It's a lovely shot. And that may well lead to a birdie. And we will go ahead to the 11th.
Second hole for Corey Connors, getting his championship going. Again, split tees, groups of 3 off 1 and 10. And Connors, a third. You two can have USGA membership.
And Morikawa for his par.
Coming up the hill here, needs a good solid strike, otherwise it may wiggle offline.
Solid stroke. What an up and down from that terrible lie that he had.
Go to the 13th, and Rory McIlroy on the tee at the par 3. Seen some players attack the whole location today. McIlroy staring it down, and it's another one going right at it, and a really nice tee shot from McIlroy.
Thank you.
And we'll go back over to one of the other marquee groups this morning at the 3rd.
Yeah, Tiger's already made one about this length, Trevor, for par, so let's see if he can do it again.
Man, this is going to be the key for him. This is the part of his